All right, we are recording. Hey guys. All right, so this is our new coach call, basically a getting started right call to help our new coaches get started off right. So I know that we have quite a few new coaches on here. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen. Oh, wait. There we go. And walk you through how to do this. Shannon, I'm trying to figure out how to do speaker view, but does it matter when we're showing slides? Yeah, I guess it doesn't.
I think it does. Yeah. So speaker view, when you're looking like in the view on the top right hand corner, if you click it instead of gallery and you do speaker, then that way it'll only show you instead of anybody else in case other people get unmuted or whatever.
Okay, I think I have it right. Okay, guys, here we go. All right, so we're so excited that you're here and that you are part of our team. How awesome is that? That someone, one of us, saw something in you and we probably invited you to coaching at some point, or you reached out to one of your coaches. Maybe you've been a challenger before and fallen in love with it, or you are simply, just getting started and you're excited to dive in and figure out, what does this mean? How do you begin coaching? So we are the Fit and Balance Tribe. And we are just so glad that you're part of our team, part of our tribe. And this is hopefully going to help you just take the right steps to move your business in the right direction, especially as you get started. Okay. So for a few things to remember, just as you begin, because I know this is the part where it can feel a little intimidating, a little overwhelming, and it's also exciting. So a few things that we're going to go over just so you know what you should be focusing on and kind of the action steps. So I'm sure your coach has already told you, focus on you and your journey first, because that is the most important part, is that we want you to, one, fall in love with the process, fall in love with the program, fall in love with the community, like getting used to being in an accountability group so you can get an idea of how we run our groups as a team. And your excitement and commitment is really what's going to attract people to you and give you ideas for social media content as well. So when you go all in and whatever program you decide to start, or if you've already started one, that is typically when you're going to be like, okay, I love this. This is fun. I'm crossing off each day. And not only will you start seeing results, but you'll start feeling results too. And then just so you know, your coach does expect to hear from you. So make sure that you are reaching out to her, letting her know kind of where you stand, the pace that you want to go at, where you want to take this, because we cannot read your mind. And if we throw too much information at you and you feel overwhelmed, just let your coach know. Honestly, we just want to make sure that we go at the same pace as you, and that whether that's you want to walk, we'll walk. If you want to jog, we'll jog. And if you want to run and be like, let's build this, then awesome, let's do that. And remember that you are a beginner. So it's so easy, especially in this business and really anything, you guys, whether it's your fitness journey, postpartum journey, your business, it's always easy to compare where you are to someone else. And so just know that you can't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 20, right? Because I've been doing this a little bit longer. And so I want you to have tunnel vision and really focus on your own journey and where you are at this moment, and really treat this like a business. And you might be on here and going, well, I'm a working mom, I already have a job, or I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm swamped, I don't have like all this time on my hands. How can I really make this a business? But you can. And by that is just simply doing the simple actions that we're going to be telling you to do each and every day that will help move your business slowly but surely, okay? So your first goal is to help 3 people, just how you got started. So don't overcomplicate it. I always say, sign people up with the program that you did or what you're loving, right? The products that you're on. It just makes it easier and more simple to do it that way. You don't need to know every little detail of what's available out there. I always like to give my customers options, but You guys, the best thing about what we can offer is that BOD comes with over 1,500 workouts. And so no matter what program they want to do, they will always end up getting the all access challenge pack with either Shakeology or Recover and Energize, depending on that person and what they want. But obviously, if you're in a launch, which we are with 9-Week Control Freak, you will want to either give them the video of that, let them decide if that's what they want to do, or they might just want the basic package because it's a little bit less. And then hopefully you got the first email from your coach that kind of explains how to enroll someone with ShareCart. It's really, really easy. And we never want you to feel like overwhelmed about how to get someone started. And then how we recommend enrolling your customers is simply enrolling them as a discount coach. So the wording is in the email templates, which is found in our Google Drive. And I shared it in my little pod yesterday for my new coaches, and Shannon can do that for you. But in our Google Drive, you guys, which is also underneath the team announcement section of our team page, you will find so much information in the Google Drive. It shouldn't be too overwhelming, but we have all the verbiage that will help you with knowing what to say, how to share it, even objections. You also get a $10 off code in your email. And then once you're added as an admin of a BOD group, you'll get more. So Beachbody has something called a BOD group if you have not been in it. It's just where we do our challenge groups, where you log your workouts, you log your shake, and it's how we basically communicate and build community within our challenge groups, okay? It's just a private group. It's off social media, which is really nice. And it's just a fun way to stay accountable. And then when you sell your first challenge pack, usually your coach will know, but get excited. Let her know, let your teammates know, like, hey, I helped one person, because that is such a big win. And then of course, if you help 3 people, that will cover the cost of your own challenge pack. And you want to hit Success Club and earn your first rank advancement, which we're going to go over too. But Success Club is basically helping 3 or more people every single month. So challenge group, BOD groups, and this is something that can look intimidating if you've been in it, because you're going to feel like, well, how do I know what to post about? How do I know what to share? Well, a few things. One, you should be running your groups whenever it's coming up with your current PS coach. So your personally sponsored coach. Don't ever feel like you got to create your own BOD group and feel the overwhelm of like planning it and posting. We want you to join our group first so you can get comfortable with what it entails, how it works. And then when you're ready and you're like, okay, you know what? I think I'm ready to do my own group. Then you know what? Yes, you definitely should. And we have the guides to help you. We have challenge group guides done for you, which is all in our Google Drive as well. And then the other great thing about BOD groups is that you can pre-schedule your post. So when you see that 5 a.m. post go up, I'm not waking up and posting that at that moment. It's been planned. So I typically plan, ahead of time for about a week or 2 weeks. That way I know there's a post that's going out every single morning, and it's super, super easy to do. And then again, be the best challenger in the group. So we simply just want you to make sure that you are showing up, that you are, really enthralled into the group, because that will give you more motivation. It'll help you feel like you're really part of the community. And then if you add anyone to the group, especially, you're going to want to show them that you're showing up as well. And I know Shannon and myself, we're doing our next group February 1st. So hopefully once we get that started, you'll be added to that. So your first 2 action items, you guys, some of you have already done this, which is awesome. But announce your coach on Facebook and Instagram. I always get asked, do I have to do both? You don't have to do anything, but I'm going to tell you what we recommend. And as you begin, you really want to utilize your warm market, and that is both Facebook and Instagram. So yes, we recommend doing that same post on Facebook and also Instagram. People will want to support you guys. I know it's hard. I know it's intimidating, and you're going to have that big gulp like, oh gosh, I just posted, but it is actually so fun to share your journey and to connect with other ladies. Okay, so the other thing that we want you to do is invite a minimum of 20 people to join your next group. So we want you to think, okay, who are these 20 people? And it's not as hard. You should actually be able to do more than 20, but we're going to start with 20. So think of 20 close friends and family. and then 10 people who liked or commented on your coming out post or posts that you have been doing. Okay, so the social media post. Some of you guys have done this, and that's great, but really why we reiterate this is because it's really simple and we want you to stay consistent. So if you've already done that social media post, the coming out post, don't just be done with posting. You want to make sure that you're consistent and that you're showing up in your stories, at least 5 to 10 stories a day, and then also try to do a post. If you can't do every day, that's okay. Shoot for 3 to 4 posts a week. That's simple enough. But make sure it's a clear photo of you. It doesn't need to be one of you in a sports bra or working out, but we want it to be a bright photo of you smiling at the camera so people can feel like your energy, they feel like they can relate to you, and that you're really talking to them. Start with a sentence that will grab their attention. Talk about a pain point potentially that you have before starting, or why you're excited to start. Maybe you haven't started yet, and that's fine too, but explain why. Why are you doing these home workouts? Why are you excited to join a group and start coaching? And then talk about the solution just briefly. Like for me, it was all about I needed to find a way to get short and effective workouts that I can do in the midst of motherhood. And I didn't have to go anywhere. And that's kind of everyone right now, to be honest. So we have the perfect solution. And this is such a great time to be in this business because of that too. And then make sure that you clearly invite them to join your next challenge group. So you want to make sure that they understand at the end that you are inviting them to join a private accountability group, or however you don't want to necessarily say challenge group. You can say I'm enrolling for my virtual boot camp where we'll log our workouts, we will have support, we'll get I'll provide recipes, meal plans, and it'll be a lot of fun. Something on the lines of that. You just want people to understand what you're inviting them to. So here's just just an example of a call to action and how you can end your post at the end. So if you are already been posting and you're like, well, I've already done that, but I didn't use this lingo, that's okay. This isn't going to be the only time that you invite you guys. So this is something that you can do in a couple more days if you want to share again and invite people to join you. So I'm not going to read it. You can go ahead and look over it if you want. But I always like to start with, I'm looking for 5 women, because that way there's urgency and that they feel, well, I'm going to be one of the 5 people. I want to get whatever she's offering. And so you can either take a picture of this, write it down if you need some help with how to word it, but we're always here to help you. And then of course, in our Google Drive, we have detailed instructions of examples of you're ready to announce you're a coach. So we have tips and example posts in there. And then of course, send your coach your post before you post it. And this is something that I know it's nerve-wracking to put yourself out there and to do that first post, but I'm telling you, once you do, and once you start getting the feedback from people and you stay consistent, so not just this one post, but on your second and your third, you are going to see that there are so many people that will actually support you, and it's not as scary and intimidating as you might feel at the moment. And then I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Shannon.
All right. So a lot of times people hear the number 20 and it seems scary or intimidating, but it's really not. I can guarantee you're going to have at least 10 likes on your post. And private invitations are honestly a compliment to people if you do it genuinely. So I have people that I have been so nervous to ask, and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, actually I've been thinking of doing this. And it means so much that you reached out. And those personal invites are so important because you will do your coming out posts and you'll invite people. And they may see your post and they may think in the back of their mind, I might be interested in that, but they might not reach out because they're too nervous. And so an example of this is if you get an invitation to a party and you know that there's 30 people invited to it, but the host messages you personally and says, hey, Shannon, it would mean so much to me if you were at this party. Are you coming? I would be so much more inclined to actually go than if it was just this broad invitation. One thing that you need to be prepared for is that people are going to say no, and that's okay. You just need to think of it as planting seeds. And honestly, you guys, there's one of my new coaches, she was just mentioning today that She followed my journey for 2 years, and I invited her and it wasn't the right time. And so the important thing is when you're genuine and you realize that it's just not the right time for them, and you keep building that relationship, you keep showing up, you be consistent, they're going to see that you are someone that they want to be a part of, and they will come around. It might be next month, it might be 3 months from now, or it might be 6 months down the road. But you'll never hear the yes if you're too afraid to say no. And what I always say is, by not asking someone, you're making the choice for them. And I just feel like I'm doing a disservice to somebody by not inviting them. So who and how to invite. Again, private invitations are really the way that you're going to get the most people. That is where, when I am bringing new people in every month, it is typically from the conversations that are done behind the scenes. Yes, I do the public invites of the call to action posts, we call them, which is like, my group starts this date. It's very clear what they're going to get from it. It's this program. It's, my coaching. I'm looking for 5 women. It's very specific. But it's the behind the scenes work that is going to completely change your business. So your first 10 people are the easy ones. These are your closest family and friends, anyone who you talk to on a regular basis, who you think would absolutely love these programs. And an example might just be, hey, I'm running a virtual boot camp, my first one, with home workouts and this amazing nutrition plan. I would love for you to do it with me. So far, I've lost 5 pounds already, I have more energy. Or if you're just getting started, you could simply say, I'm so excited about this. This is what I've learned about it. And I want you to be a part of it because I would love that extra accountability. And I think that you would love it as much as I will. So the next 10 people are just going to be people who like or comment on your posts. And again, the important thing is not to prejudge. As a new coach, I was so worried about, oh my gosh, well, I don't think that they're going to want to do it, or they already do XYZ. They're a CrossFitter. They're, insert the blank. But again, you're making the choice for them by not asking them. And honestly, I believe that every single person can benefit from what we have to offer. The community, the workouts, maybe they're a runner, but they need strength training, and maybe they're love their CrossFit, but their nutrition is something that needs a whole lot of work, and we have the whole package. And so an example of someone liking or commenting your post is just, hey, thanks so much for your support on my post. I'm really excited because of how much better I feel already, and how simple the plan is to follow, or whatever it's done for you. Fill in the blank of how this has changed you already. So is it the community? Is it that your energy is through the roof? Is it that clothes are fitting better? Whatever it is going to resonate with your audience. And so feel free to just tailor it to your own voice and what you love about it. And then you can just say, would you be open to sending more information on this accountability group? I'm so excited. And so what happens if they want info? First, you want to find out some questions. So the first thing to find out is how much time of day they want to commit to a workout. We have a lot of programs that are 30 minutes or less, which is great. There's some that are longer, so it also depends on their goals. Are they looking to lose a lot of weight? Are they looking to strength train? Are they more into bar yoga? What is their preferred workout style? We have so much to offer. Are they needing nutrition help and recipe ideas or meal planning? Make sure you get their email address. And then again, in our Google Drive, there is a document that says what to do if someone asks for more information. There's email templates, there's conversations that you can have, and never hesitate to ask your personally sponsored coach too if you can't find the answer or don't know the answer. That is what we're here for. And with us, it was always just learn as you go. But we've been doing this a while, and that is what our job is as your mentor, to help you. Just know it takes about 7 to 10 exposures with what you're offering for someone to actually join you. So that could be an invitation, but then that could be them seeing your coming out post. That could be them seeing your workouts. And often it just takes them to see a post, or you invite them at the right time for them to say yes. So just don't be afraid to follow up with them. And most importantly, just keep showing up and be consistent. It's your job to sort out the apples. And what I mean by that is that some are just not going to be your people at all. And you will find that out really quickly, where they have every excuse about everything, why it's not for them. Bless them and let them go. We say bless and release. And then there's going to be some people that it's just about timing. So they will be ready in their own time, but right now is not the right time for whatever reason. Maybe it's financial. Maybe it's just that they just started a new job, or they're deep in the throes of being a new mom, and they'll be ready in a couple months, but they're not ready now. And then there's some people that are going to be ready and they're like, let's do this. Let's go all in. I'm excited about it. And for me, I always am patient and feel like, okay, whenever the time is right, because that is when people are going to be most successful, is when it's on their terms and they're ready to go all in with it. That's when they're going to get results. That's when they're going to fall in love with the groups, the accountability, and probably become coaches on your team because they are as passionate about it as you are, because they've fallen in love with it and it was all in the right timing. People don't care as much as you think they do. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't worry about what they think, and just know that often it is a compliment to them, that you're noticing them, that you're seeing that they're watching your stories, that you're thanking them for being a part of your journey. And in the long haul, I can almost guarantee you that they will end up joining you in some way. Just stay positive, assume the best, and give this business time. It really is not something that happens quickly overnight. It's like your health and fitness journey. You have to put in the work every day. But all of a sudden, a month from now, you'll see how much your business has grown. And 6 months from now, and then the end of the year, we'll look back and you'll remember sitting on this call, having no clue what you were doing, and your business will have grown tremendously. Okay, so now the fun begins. So the recap is to how launching your business immediately is really just helping that first person and get your first paycheck in your first week as a coach. We get paid on Thursdays, so that is always an exciting day. And your first job, if you haven't done it yet, is do your coming out post on social media, and then just start sharing consistently, whatever that is for you. If you're someone that doesn't post at all, like Kelly said, just start with one this week. And again, there's tons of example of the coming out posts in the Google Drive. Make your list of 20, invite them, and let them know what you're doing and why. And again, both Kelly and I are hosting our next challenge group on February 1st, so we have a hard start date to invite people to. Otherwise, ask your personally sponsored coach when they're starting. And then just start sharing more about you on social media. And no, this is not just about Beachbody. You are not just a Beachbody coach. You are you, and you're going to share your life, your hobbies, your passion, and you'll find that people are going to become customers and coaches on your team that are so much like you, because you are sharing authentically and genuinely on your social media. And then once you've done your coming out post and you've made your list of 20 and invited them, you'll want to schedule a one-on-one call with your coach to talk about next steps. And just remember, we all start sloppy. We've failed a lot. And it's all just trial and error. And just know we were beginners too. And that's how you learn and grow. And that's what I love about this business, is that I'm constantly learning and growing. Evaluate with your personally sponsored coach frequently in the beginning to make tweaks, and ask for feedback on your posts. Make sure you're doing call to actions with your posts. And if you're unsure of, how to do that, or to frame things differently, or how to answer questions, or how to share something when, you're getting objections, which are totally common, don't feel afraid to ask, and just be open-minded to the feedback. Be sure you join one of the new coach workshops and be a participant. Jump on team calls and power hours. These will completely change your business. It's so much more fun to see everybody's faces on the team calls, and we always bring in guest speakers or share what is working well for us to help you grow your business. And then there's power hours. Our team one is on Tuesdays at noon Pacific Standard Time. And then underneath announcements, you're going to find the Diesel Nation power hour schedule. And there's multiple times every day almost. And it fits everybody's schedule, which is great. There's some that are at like 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, even 5:30 East Coast. And then multiple throughout the day where there's going to be focused hours where it's a specific topic, and then the power hours. And the power hours just means the steps that you need to take every day to grow your business consistently over time. And you'll learn those and learn so much on these calls. And just frame your mindset to excitement. I know when you first get started, it can feel overwhelming. It's a lot of information, but just know that that's excitement. That means you have this energy and you are just grateful for this opportunity, and that is energy that is going to help you move forward with this business and be incredibly successful. So we're so excited for you guys to get started.
All right, I'm going to stop the share.